Hey guys, it's Miss McKenna here. By now you've figured out that I am not here today, and hopefully by this point you've already done your tutorials and you're ready to move on to the next part of the day, which is curriculum. So what you're going to do today is fill out side B of the tag form that you guys did on November 8th. The sub is going to hand them back to you. You want to make sure that you use this rubric that I'm showing you right here to kind of go through and fill out side B. So you're going to want to scroll down to the second page. And you're going to essentially you're going to fill out the top portion. The table is going to look at the tutorial analysis grade forms that you've done for the last 6, if you have them. And if you don't, however, the many of the last ones that you do have. And you're going to tell me if it is a math, English, social studies, science, or other. For you guys, it should be one of those 4 core classes. You're going to mark where the question came from, whether it be Cornell Notes, your homework, a test or a quiz, or if it's classwork. And then you're going to tell me the grade you got on each of those tutorials. So if you look at the chart, you're going to fill out all of those things. Then you're going to go on and answer question number 1, which asks you, in the past 3 weeks, did your tutorial questions reflect the subject that needs the most work based on your grades? Explain why or why not. And then question number 2, did you meet your goal? As you look at the bottom portion here, it asks whether or not you have filled out your GPA correctly and listed it at the top. And you are going to want to figure out your GPA again and list it so you can be keeping track of that. So this rubric does go through and kind of tell you what I'm looking for as far as the grade goes. And if you have questions, you can certainly turn to the person next to you and ask them quietly to help you with that. But you guys do need to fill out that back portion. When you have finished with that, you're going to then go up to the sub and ask for a new tutorial request form or analysis form, and you're going to fill out part A. So scrolling up to part A for the rubric, you're going to fill out your name, your current GPA, and the date. You also need to put in the chart, the course name. You need to remember for your GPA that you have to factor everything. But if this becomes super complicated and you guys can't quite figure out your GPA, I'm more concerned with your grades and whether you have the percent and stuff listed, and I can help you with your GPA when I get back. But what you're going to do is list the date, the percent for each class, and the letter grade for each class. So your course name, remember I want your math, science, social studies, and English courses to be the first 4 boxes. And then with the last 2 boxes, you can include your elective classes and Avid. And then if you need to include another box, you can kind of draw one off to the side, because you should have at least, most of you will have 5 or fewer classes, but some may have a few more if you have a lot of split blocks. Then you're going to go on and do the subject priority or the specific focus within the subject. So that's going to be based on your current grade, which subject should be your priority. Remember, you need to list the 2 lowest grades. This one says it's the actual lowest grade, but you know that I've made a couple quick modifications differently from what other teachers do. So you do need to list what the 2 lowest grades are for you. And then it's going to say describe the factors contributing to this being your lowest grade. You need to list 3 things that you can do personally to improve your grade in your class. So maybe that is checking your Cornell notes. Maybe it's going in for homework help once a week after school for tutoring, or going during homeroom to the teacher. Maybe it's forming a study group. What are the things that you can do? In the goal and improvement plan part of it, you're going to write a specific short-term goal for the class listed. Now remember, this should be something like what I showed you before, which is that you're going to write something along these lines. And then you would put the class, one of the 2 that's the lowest, blank class, I will raise my grade to, and then you'll say what you want to raise it to from, or you could do it the other way around, by the, and it could be end of the semester, or you could say by the next tag form date, which the next tag form date for you guys is going to be right before we leave for school. And the last class that you guys will have with me will be the 27th or 28th. So, or I'm sorry, not the 27th or 28th, the 20th or 21st. So you can just put by the 21st of December. And that is what your goal is going to be. So remember, it needs to be measurable. I need to know what class you're going to raise your grade in, what it is and what you want it to be, or what you want it to be from what it is. And by the end of the semester, or by, in this case, I said 12/21/2017. You cannot earn your points for your goal if you haven't written it in a SMART format. Then you need to have 1, 2, and 3 action steps. So what are the 3 things you're going to do in a complete sentence to reach your goal and raise your grade? All right, so that's what you're doing for today. If you have questions, you may ask someone near you, but those both need to be finished before you leave today. And if you have any extra time, you can work quietly at your desk, but be good for the sub. All right, thanks. See you guys soon. Bye-bye.